Hello guys. Today we will learn about some topics of system design. So I'm trying to revise these topics. So I thought that let's record a video on this so that I can revise also, and a small content will also be available for this. So let me check if all is good. Yeah. So we will start with CDN, that is Content Delivery Network. So it is a technique of caching in which we cache the files like MP4 files or photos or PDF images like this. So let's read this. CDNs are the easiest way to scale static files. So yeah, it is used to store the static files such as MP4, JPG, PDF, PNG, etc. Suppose files are stored in the S3 server, so it is a service provided by the Amazon to store the files. So S3 is nothing. It's a bucket. We can say it's like a bucket in which we store uh, the data. So it is storage provided by the Amazon AWS, which is located in India region. When users from the USA, Australia, or far away from India request these files, then it will take a lot of time to serve them. Request served from the nearest location is always faster than serving it from the long distance. Now we want these files to be stored in their nearest location for low latency. This we do with the help of CDNs. CDNs are a bunch of distributed servers which is kept in different parts of the earth. These servers are used to deliver static content like images, videos, style sheets, etc. It works by caching and serving content from the server closest to the user, reducing latency, load times, and bandwidth costs. So yeah, this is the example of CDN, AWS CloudFront and Cloudflare CDN. So the whole summary of this paragraph is that CDN is a technique to cache the static files so that a user can get the files in minimal time so that the latency became low. So what is latency? Latency is nothing but let's understand latency like when a user requests something to the server and the server response, the time taken by the server's response to reach to the user. So this whole time, the requesting and the response time until the response is available till the user. So this time is called latency. So the low latency means it always means in ideal case we want to keep the latency low so that the user can get its content in minimal time. So CDNs are basically the servers in different regions, which is provided by the big companies like Amazon, Cloudflare, or Google, uh, so that uh, these static files we can store in the nearest region of the user, and it will give us the low latency. So this is the CDN. How does CDN work? So when the user requests the content, the request goes to its nearest CDN server called the edge server. So this is just a computer. You can understand a computer is available in a region where all these users data or users content is stored. If the content is present in the edge server, then it is written from there. If it is not present, then it is fetched from the origin server, means the original S3 bucket where the whole content is kept, then cached into the edge server and finally returned to the server. So how it works? So suppose user request for a content, and if the user's request will go to the nearest region where this whole data is cached by the backend, and if the data is available there, then it will directly send the data to the user, and if it is not available in the nearest CDN location or CDN server, then this server will fetch from the original server and cached it and then return the data to the user. So this is how CDN works. So this is the structured or architecture or the diagram we can say. So client request image one, and if image one is not present in this CDN, then it will request from the original S3 server, and image one um, is given to this nearest server from the client, and in the next request, when the next time this client will request for this image, then it will directly fetched from this server, nearest server. So this CDN is also known as the edge server. So key concept in CDN: edge servers, these are the CDN servers that is present. These servers also known as this edge servers. Origin server, this is the main web server, means the main AWS S3, for example, where the whole data is kept. And caching is basically the to store the copies of your data in the nearest locations or in the CDNs. So caching is used for to reduce the latency, so that the user can get his content in minimal time. So uh, caching is a technique. And TTL, time to live. So for let's understand TTL. Time to live means let's suppose there's a content in the CDN in edge server, and in the next request user changes this content, and we generally don't do write operations in the CDN, means we don't do write operation in this edge server. We will do we it is preferred to do the write operations in the main database. But when the user did this write operations, or the content is changed, then how will the CDN get the updated content? Means suppose, let's understand this with this example. Suppose the user requested something and it changes the data that is available in the CDN and in the main server. So the main server data is changed and the CDN data remains outdated, and the main server's data is updated now. Then these two data and this data has become inconsistent now. In the next phase, when the user will request its data, it will fetch from the CDNs. But the CDN has outdated data because in the main server the data is updated. So the time to live is basically a time in which the servers fetches the data from the original servers. Means suppose if the time to live is 15 hours, means in every 15 hours the CDN server will fetch the data from the main server so that it can be updated. So this is the time to live. And GeoDNS, CDNs use GeoDNS to route users to the nearest edge server based on their geographical location. So GeoDNS is to routing the users to the nearest geographical location. So yeah, GeoDNS is not that important. So yeah, this is the CDN. It is also a good, or we can say important topic of system design or caching, mainly caching. It's a topic of caching. So yeah, this is the concept of CDNs. So we know now we know about what is CDN, how it works, key concept of CDNs, like what is origin server, what is caching, what is TTL, GODNS, and we also understood about this architecture or how it works. Yeah, that's all for this topic. Thank you.